We're going live. Live YouTube right here. So Kyle's going to hold the camera. We have got industry experts. We're doing YouTube live on, so I hope you can join us. And if you can, you can watch this later. And yeah, I'm going to flip the camera around, and we're about to get fired up here. This is on social media and why we love and hate it.
Do we got any viewers on there yet? One. All right. So it is working.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. All right, we got some Canadian viewers. Oh, we're going good now, Kevin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Live Kevin from Calgary.
Yeah, all right.
So we're watching the live, watching the builders panel, industry panel.
Yeah.
Randy Borgerin.
Yeah, so Kevin's up here on the live. He's gonna tell us all about us. Eddie's
Loving the Garbage Camaro brand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Garbage Camaro.
Plastic truck products. Man, they left you back working. John Barefoot's back at, man, no rest for the weary. Well, we miss you, brother. Roll.
Right.
All right, so we're going to get this thing started. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for hanging out. We're going to open this up to Q&A questions after we're done discussing. Before we get any further,
We're live on Kevin's YouTube channel.
First of all,
Oh, we're live on Kevin's.
Yeah. So we got Lou Santiago here. Jason?
Hold on.
I gotta wait for him to do a good break.
Over to the cornhole and the kiddie playground area over there. And they're so gracious in allowing us to do this. We're doing live demos. We're giving away a welder on Sunday. We're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Catherine Bach is here. There's other celebrity appearances, meet and greets. And it's all because good guys shares our vision. And we're so excited.
All right, Texas is watching. What's up, Lou? Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab is asking what's going on, Lou, here.
Lollygagging.
Yeah.
Just doing what I do.
Kevin
Tetz, I love you!
And we have the incomparable Lou Santiago here doing the charger over here anyway. So thank you to good guys around the mess. Thank you to the Eastwood Company for donating hand tools. A beautiful electric
tripod. Can you hold this
well.
for a minute? That way we can set it up.
For their beautiful hand tools. I promise you, if you ever try to do that step drill set, you'll never ever go back to conventional drill. So anyway, thanks to everybody for allowing us to be part of this. I'm so excited to be here and to introduce our panel to you. So to my direct left, this is Randy Borgerin from Panelist, Texas. I would allow you guys a little bit of a chance to say hi and introduce yourselves however you want to. Panelist is one of the leaders in craftsmanship, quality, style, wonderful, wonderful cargoes. Battled the builders at SEMA multiple times. The accolades that Randy is able to brag
Long Island.
are amazing. He's put his footprint in the industry, and I'm so proud to call him a friend. And he's one of the original guys that signed up for my Paintucation forums in the early 90s. So we go back a long way. So we have Randy Borgerin from Panelist. Give him a hand.
Yeah, Randy!
All right. Hello. Next to him is TC Pennick. TC is one of my partners in crime. He owns Bay One Customs in Springfield, Tennessee, and is an incredible builder. If you get a chance to check out the Body Swap Hellcat Charger Challenging over there called Supercharger, it's an amazing building. It's just one of his creations. What I call this guy is a self-taught engineer, and he's one of those people that can think through problems. And I'm privileged and blessed to know him and call him a friend as well. And I've learned so much as a builder from TC. TC, great to have you here. TC Pennick, Bay One Customs.
Yeah! TC.
Next to him is Mr. Rick Love. Rick Love, chairman of...
We don't want to end it.
Are you CEO, chairman, High Llama? For Vintage Air. Rick has been a friend for a while. He's been a fixture in our industry on the SEMA boards, the HRIA chairman. And how long were you that chair? 2 terms.
4 years, 6 years. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know what type
So, what's that? So we're happy to have Rick Love from one of the best HVAC companies on the planet, and certainly it's my reach for when I'm building cars, because let's face it, the stuff works and it works every time. It's very well engineered. Please help me welcome Rick Love from BTJ. And true to our topic today, we've also got Chelsea Holdossi. Am I butchering your last name? Holdossi. Okay, so she goes by Chelsea 1225. Check out the new 100 over there. It's a great truck. She's a woman in the industry, and it's so great to see. Not only, I'm not even going to say it like it used to be. I'm old, but it used to be woman in a man's world. It's not a man's world anymore. So it's a woman representing skill, craftsmanship, ambition, traits, and her presence here is particularly interesting to me as we're talking about social media. So, yeah, and she's also an entrepreneur. She's got stuff all over the socials, and she's just an up-and-coming force in the industry.
Not the first time I've
Please
sideways,
welcome
Kevin. All right.
Chelsea 1225, Chelsea Holdossi. So the way this is going to work, I'm going to announce the topic. I've got maybe a question. We're just going to ping pong back and forth. So you guys, when you answer the question, kind of be a little bit close to the mic, and so everybody else can hear you. But I'm just going to kind of lead it off. So social media.
Can everybody in the live hear right now? Give me a thumbs up or comment if you can hear everything that Kevin's saying.
Rick's nodding his head. But we also come from a world where I cut my teeth writing for paper magazines. I was a freelance journalist for many, many years, and it helped me get my foothold in the industry. Magazines don't exist anymore. So that used to be the way we got our products out in front of our customers, the way we got our text.
Fine audio. All right, thank you guys.
Education out in front of people that wanted to learn, and that medium does not exist anymore. I've also had a career in television. You know what? Television doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't. That's our topic for the panel discussion tomorrow. We're going to have a bunch of heavyweights in the television industry. The topic for tomorrow, spoiler alert, is automotive television dead? And that's a rhetorical question. But what we have now is social media, and we either have to embrace it or we have to turn our back and ignore it and hope for word of mouth. So my question, I guess, to you guys, Randy, I'll start with you. Do you like being on camera for social media videos?
Absolutely not. Not my thing.
I know it's not your thing. I'm poking the bear here because Randy, I saw him break into a sweat the first time we put him on a TV show. And it's a comfort zone. So are you still uncomfortable with that?
I am. I don't think we'll ever be comfortable with it. Just learning to deal with it.
Yeah.
In the case of the things you allowed me to do, the doors you've opened for me, I know the value of it. So I had to suck up my pride and step into it, and I'm awful at it, but I know it's worked, and you've got to take those opportunities.
You do, and there's so many people that have the ability to live.
Question for AMC.
We're live streaming right now. We're broadcasting live. When I started in TV, that was a very expensive proposition. Now it's the cost of our smartphone. So, like it or love it,
AMD make me part for
You're a humble
AMC in the
guy.
future? You got a question?
you're telling me that you're still uncomfortable
There you have it.
with it. But I'm gonna
Sorry.
tell you, Randy,
No
is-
AMC
is
from
built up the
AMD.
muscle, and he's good
We
on
do
camera,
offer
he understands
the
that
Javelin.
articulation. So you,
We have the Javelin bumper
screening into
and
this.
the AMX
But
bumpers.
how-
We sell those.
How do
to
you advertise
vendors.
your services?
You can give us a call. We can tell you where to get those from. And they might have your AMX parts.
There you go.
Right.
I told you this yesterday.
Call in next
The
week
most powerful-
and ask for Eddie Sabreco.
Call right now and ask for John.
Yes.
But it's a monster you have to feed.
Yes.
And if you don't feed it, it will find somewhere else to go.
Yes, for sure.
So it's that catch-22 of you better keep feeding the monster or it will ignore you.
Yeah, absolutely. And those are words of wisdom. You've got to keep that information going. So I'm going to bump over to TC Penning. So I've got a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Paintucation By Kevin Tetz, and I'm doing episodic how-to stuff. It's the lane that I've ended up in, and I really
That's who's
enjoy
watching
the
right now.
process. And we do videos and blah, blah, blah. So shameless plug for me. But TC, I want you to tell people what you use your YouTube channel for, because it's really interesting and it's kind of brilliant marketing. So go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, I'm not real good on the camera and social media and trying to get all that stuff online and stuff. So I got to the point where I just do it for my customers. So I do these 2,000 to 3,000 hour bills, and I video all of it that I can video and post it just for the customer so that they can see what they're paying for. And it works good for me because it's so hard stuff and having followers like you guys are working all that.
Right.
It's a lot. So just to build a car.
This is where the one way to see the cat. It's outreach for his customer base, and it's a wonderful tool for you to say, hey, I watched you address, Bill or whoever, or Craig, whoever you're building a car for. Here's what we did.
Kevin is great.
So, food for thought. You don't want to have a YouTube channel and be like My Script Garage or something like that. Have a YouTube channel, because guess what? It's free broadcast, and reach out to your customers. So I want to applaud you for that, because it's a brilliant way to use that medium without getting trapped into that constant feeding of the beast. You can allow that to be your customer.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any new A&B products released today.
Everything.
No, nothing released today, but we do have a ton of new stuff in the works. You got an OBS Chevy truck. We're working on the wider wheel tubs and the matching floor. We're going to develop the entire bed. We're doing the 95, 98 up interior stuff. So a ton of stuff coming out for that platform. We are working on a lot of Mopar stuff, and we do have some stuff coming out for the Fairlanes. So guys, be sure to sign up to our newsletter on our website, and we'll be sending those out as we get product
That's
announcements.
excellent information.
Don't miss that.
There you have it.
It's a reference manual, right?
It is a reference manual. Like I built one for Chris Howard products, and he's in California. So he had a little issue with his dome light, so he can just refer back to whatever episode we did the dome light and watch it, saw what the relay was, and take a picture.
Yeah. So Rick, we will go back a long way. So I was going to ask,
We're probably the senior members.
I think you might be the senior members, I don't know. But, so 15 years ago, how much of your ad budget was spent in print?
The lion's share, you know, and when I think back now, I'm comfortable with it. I mean, I remember getting an email for the first time back in the late 90s, you know, and that was a novelty at the time. Now you couldn't get by without it. But the big limitations, and you were heavy into print like you were heavy into print, the big limitations was print. There were two. Number one was the amount of space available. Right? You've got a magazine, you've got X number of pages, you've got a certain amount of real estate on each page. And then you've got lag time. You've got a 90-day lag time between the time you do something, and then it's got to go to print, and then it's got to be mailed out, and then it's got to be approved by a customer. I still love a good print magazine. I mean, there's really nothing out there. But the sheer immediacy that you can get out of social media now, you're talking about, I mean, you can do something today, you show it, and it's out tonight.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing something on your car, that information is available tonight, and you can find it. You know, you got a magazine, everybody's been interested in magazines, you've got stacks of magazines here, you've got there. With social media, you can search it out and find it just, you know, right at the palm of your hand. It really is amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. So the next part of the question was going to be, in the last 5 years, what's the percentage of print ad versus social?
As I said, social media is taking more and more. And we still do some print advertising because there's a portion of our demographic that still, I subscribe to some print magazines. I love the format of it. I love the photography. It's more of an art form, you know. And social media, there's plenty of art in it, but it's a little bit different. But I think they both serve a big purpose. But to me, the immediacy, if we come out with a new product, or we come out with a new kit, or we come out with something new, you can get that word out immediately.
Yes, absolutely. And I remember back when we did the TV shows on the Power Block stuff, we had a manufacturer come in and they had a new product that they wanted to release, and they wanted it to be a fall release. And we had lag time even with the TV shows. So we would be anticipating a release with a product that may or may not be a prototype. It may be a hand-fabricated piece that you can't really hold too hard with you. And we had to do that. And we weren't lying. We were just talking about a prototype rather than the actual production model, because the timing of that was extremely challenging to release new products and all that type of stuff. And like Rick said, the immediacy of social media, you have a new product, guess what? You can FaceTime it, you can talk about it. The challenge there is having a team in place that knows how to do that.
Yeah, and that's a trick. that's not an easy thing to do, especially for some of us older guys. And because we didn't grow up with it. I mean, that's not something we had. It's a challenge, but the opportunities there are huge.
So let's talk to Chelsea. Chelsea, how did you get into building cars and trucks? And give us a little bit of background about that. I'm really curious.
I got into the automotive industry, building a truck 6 years ago. Prior to that, I was more in the motorcycle community.
Yeah.
I was associated with a truck community called Designs. It's for women who are in the industry that are trying to build their vehicles and just get out there. Because it is more intimidating as a woman being out there. I know how many things you have noticed, so far, it's quickly, and confidence in being able to have that outreach with other women who see the interest to get out there so they can be just so intimidated to get out there and ask those questions, especially women in SBA.
What's the biggest tool you have in the palette of socials that you have? I'm assuming you're on TikTok, you're on. Tell us about where your reach is. Are you Instagram, Facebook? Which is your most popular social media that you utilize?
So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As a user, not as a content creator, I'm always on TikTok. I learn things very quickly. But Facebook is my main platform.
For content.
Yes.
Yes. So, how do you utilize that? What do you use? Do you post social gatherings, the training things that you're doing? Give me a little bit more insight into how you use it. Because I'm making mental notes here because I need to get better at it.
So when I got into social media 12 years ago, I used it for like modeling purposes and things like that. But as I started getting more into the automotive industry, I was show what it looks like and the struggles and tactics that I use at the beginning. It's very intimidating to look at a YouTube video or instructions or seeing people with years and years of experience and how to do something that I just picked up on for the first time. So I'm able to provide that community or that exposure on a day if you have no idea where do you start, what can you do, or if you see the mistakes that I've made, skip those steps and
And that's such a powerful thing, and I really appreciate you doing that because it opens it up and lets people's defenses down, and they realize that they can still have a success even if you made a couple of mistakes. And with my YouTube channel, I leave the mistakes in. If I fall on my face, I talk about how I fell on my face.
We're losing the quality because of the cell phone, probably. See if we can connect to
There's nothing
Wi-Fi here. I don't know.
From success. We learn everything from failure. And at the last panel discussion we had with Chip Cruz, he said there's no such thing as failures. Only learning what doesn't work. So proud for you for showcasing with that and leading with that example that it's successful. Think people can do things. All you have to do is figure out what doesn't work, right?
well, even when you post, there's been some roadblocks or things that I don't know how to do or I'm having a situation. Social media gives you that outreach to reach other people who have had the same issue as you and get a better response or quicker, to identify the solutions.
Yeah, yeah. So we've kind of got a bit of a snapshot of how you guys all utilize social media. So that's kind of interesting. What? And this could be a short or long answer. What is something that absolutely drives you nuts that you hate about social media? That is, what's the worst thing about it? Like, and it doesn't matter what it is.
You might have to do it on this thing. I don't know anything about it.
They're constantly changing. We don't know when those are. How often those what those pictures are. What is the monster going to right? I don't know where you get those answers.
But
All right, hopefully that
I
fixes it.
think we all just kind of have to.
All right, we just switched to the Wi-Fi. We'll see if that helps.
Dive back in. Be unafraid to do the thing, right? I suppose, which is easier said than done.
To the earlier point that the most interactive place I have is when I go into mistakes.
Yeah.
Explain what happened, why happened, I screwed it up.
Yeah.
All right, now that we're on the Starlink, it looks like it's a lot better. Let me know if we need to change again.
Yeah.
We just hide the flaws as best we can.
We're trying to keep it the same. TC, what's your worst experience with social media?
I think my worst experience is just getting to it. Like, when I see what you do, I'm amazed.
We got the peanut gallery back here.
You know, I just some time, I'm filling my time with watching some of the star. So all that other time, like I said, it's a lot of time. I did one the other day.
All right, video's better.
One of
Thanks.
my customers, he liked it and all, but
Yeah.
that's 4 hours of work.
But didn't you get locked out of your YouTube channel once?
Oh, I did. I had another.
Oh no! Oh no! You've got years worth of backlog videos. What happened?
Well, the man that set it up for me, his email got discontinued or whatever. So when they would do the confirmation number, it would go to that email. So we were locked out, and luckily I just used the computer that I originally used and just kept logging in. And one day it just logged in, and then I changed that immediately. But I had years of videos that I couldn't, and I was right in the middle of doing Supercharger.
All right, we'll see if it comes back.
I had about 12 or so videos of Supercharger recorded, and then I'm locked out.
Wow. Rick, have you ever had a hard fail on social?
Well, we've done some things that didn't go over real well. So that, you know, and I'll kind of echo what Randy said. You know, I think we all face the same challenges. I mean, I think somebody's time is the most valuable commodity they have, right? Because we all seem to have less time. And anything we're doing is trying to figure out what will someone find interesting that's not a waste of their time. If they're going to, you know, it's that fine line between providing information and providing entertainment and being able to provide both. And I'm not, Chelsea, I'm sure you struggle with that too, because how detailed do you get? I mean, at what point, you know, we're all kind of geeks in our own right, you know, and what we're doing. So at what point is what we're doing really valuable information to somebody, and at what point is it just, okay, yeah, we've gone too far?
Yeah, Chelsea, can you add to that? I'm asking you to traumatize yourself, but you know you've had some stuff go horribly wrong, and how did you recover from it? What happened?
All right, glad to see the video is good for you.
Give us the dirt.
How about the audio? I moved back a little bit for the speakers here.
Working off of, like, providing enough context or enough detailing to something. You can get on the wrong side of social media really fast.
Yeah.
With the comments and things like that. I'll expose myself. So, you know, a few years ago, you know, we were at an event and, you know, just cleaning and taking video with some trucks.
Yeah.
Someone comes up real fast, they're like, oh, we're gonna video you. And the guy's like, oh, get the off the truck, post the video. I think like 300 million people saw it. Like it was posted on anything and everything. So dealing with the backlash of that, not anyone knowing like the context of the situation, was a little bit hard to get through. But I think you have a good enough community and there's a good enough amount of people out there that support you, and you can overcome anything. And that's what I kind of tell them. If I get through that, then I go on.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, and you let that burn off and keep on going, right? So, but we're going to talk about trolling in a second and the mean-spirited people online. And I'm having thick skin with television talk like that. But I want to tell on myself a little bit too. One of my things that I literally wake myself up at night about wondering is camera settings. Sometimes I'm a one-man show. I've got my camera guy, and that's my wife, and she follows me around, and we do everything in production together. And she's really good. She's very attentive. Women have a way better attention span than guys do, so I'm proud to have her on my team. But here's my story. So a couple of weeks ago, shooting a YouTube episode, I had a friend of mine, Ron Ryan, came by, and we were working on the Camaro, breaking down the doors and buzzing down some welds and discussing the strategy and figuring out that my doors were absolutely terrible and that I really needed a new AMD door on the driver's side. Anyway, long story short, so we had a day and a half hard work in the shop, and it was a super hot day. And where I live in Columbia, Tennessee, we have a Cars and Coffee that's outstanding. Mike Wolf from American Pickers has some commercial real estate down there. He's got a vintage gas station that he's got all kinds of stuff in. So he opens it up the third Saturday of every month. Cars and Coffee, Columbia, Tennessee. So it happened to be that we worked our butts off on Friday. And I got really discouraged because now I need more panels on the Camaro. So I said, screw it, let's go to Cars and Coffee. We jumped in the Miata and we drove down to Cars and Coffee, did some video in the car, got there, parked the car, and I turned out the little Osmo camera. We see them all around, the great little cameras. Turned the camera on, and we're gonna walk around looking for second-gen Camaros. Ron Ryan has a second-gen Camaro. I've got a second-gen Camaro, so that's where we're going to get inspiration and have fun with the cool cars.
All right, good.
I had the thing on time-lapse fast motion the whole time. I wear these. I'm unashamed to have reading glasses. I've earned the age that it takes to have these. I didn't have my reading glasses on. My camera setting was not set on normal video. We walked around for 2.5 hours talking to the camera like we were making a YouTube episode while the stupid thing's on the hyperlapse. So I found that out when I dumped it onto my computer and started to edit. And edit's a time process, right? So what do you do then? Well, you just make the best of it. What I ended up doing was just slowing it down a little bit here and there and did a voiceover over top of it. But, you know, it's basically useless footage that I spent half a day on. So what are you going to do, right? You just kind of dust off and do it again. Now everybody's done stuff like that. So, I don't know. Nobody's perfect, but you got to just kind of figure it out and slog forward. But another thing I want to bring up, and I've got a couple of other questions here, is one of the things that we open ourselves up to when we're broadcasting in public on social media is that the responses are unregulated, and that's fine. I say bring it on. And there's these terms, keyboard warriors and trolls and all that type of stuff. But I want to ask
All right, everybody in Kevin's live right now. Bring it on. Everybody in the comments here. Give roast Kevin.
I fun of them, I have fun with them, I bring them in on a joke, or I just flat out ignore it. But I don't lose sleep on it. I guess I've had enough people throw rocks at me on the TV screen for years so that it doesn't faze me anymore. But how do you handle online negativity that comes your way?
Most products ignore it.
Yeah.
There's a couple that get under your skin, but if you let them get under your skin, everybody will start getting under your skin.
Yeah.
So I just try to not even deal with it. Don't answer it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they have a valid point, I'll answer it. But other than that, if they're just trying to poke bear, so to speak, I'll leave it alone.
I think that's the best policy. What works for you?
Well, I come back to say, to be honest, when I think car is great.
Yeah.
That is the funnest car to drive. It's like, if anybody's ever seen it on its website,
So
Yeah, we
I'm
got a YouTube episode.
holding Kevin's
It's,
phone. He's
it's an
live right now, so
auto
Kevin
with
can't
the
answer all the
LS1
questions.
And the LS CTSV supercharged ride. So it's a 480 horse at the tire, 2,700 pounds. DC helped me build the car. It's an amazing car to drive. So when I say the Miata, we're not talking about grandma's putt-putt car.
you
It's
literally can do that seat frame in your back.
oh, it's me. Yeah.
But as far as that for me, I don't have to do that much because most of my videos, all my videos are directed straight to my customer. I'm talking to him, I'm showing him about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it.
United Kingdom.
Right.
All right, thanks for watching.
So you're not really putting yourself out there in that forum to get that feedback. I'm sure
Her name's Chelsea. It's Chelsea 1225 on the social media
Because
channels.
I work by myself, all the work involved with all the social media is just so much.
Yeah.
It's just so much work. It's all I do is just put in the car. And then if you do try to video it, you've got to tell a story. So, you know, you might put the floor pan in, and then forget to video that, or the battery's dead, or something happened, and then the story you tell it might not make sense. So it's hard to keep up with it if you're trying to keep doing a YouTube channel. I'm not good at it. I get locked out of my own channel.
So Rick, have you ever had this happen? Somebody doesn't read the instructions, they put a system in, they have a bad experience, and then they go on socials and flame the product. What do you do in that situation?
Well, you know, like you said, look, I've been married for 30 plus years, so it's not like I'm a stranger to criticism. So, you know, with that being said, the first thing, you know, look, every company in this industry, we want satisfied customers, right? That's what we all strive for every day. Our people come to the work and not one of them comes in the morning thinking, what am I going to screw up on somebody's system today?
All right, Patties, thanks for watching.
Everybody's there to do a good job. So if there's some criticism, the first thing we try to do is private message somebody and find out, let's get to the root of the problem here. Is there a problem? Hey, we have human beings assembling our systems in Texas, you know?
Right?
Guys make mistakes. We have a really good quality system. We have good people building it. You can have a bad component. You can have a bad part. If that's what it is and we didn't find it, look, we want to take care of these problems. I want everybody to be satisfied and happy with what they got. So our first reaction is always
Chelsea,
let's get down and find out, hey,
12-25.
I got a real problem.
That's not gonna
There's
focus.
nothing more frustrating than
1-2-2-5.
be somewhere out and somebody's, you know, I've got one of your systems and it's never worked right.
Yeah.
And you're telling me now? You know, I mean, how can we fix it if we don't know about it? So that's number one with us is let's see if we can get a hold of this person and find out what the problem is. Let's get this rectified. Let's get it resolved.
I think we'd be hard pressed to find any company that doesn't have that philosophy. We're not in business to do a one and done thing. There's no such thing as a single sale. We want repeat customers as manufacturers and the outreach of that, which in turn, maybe that guy flamed and maybe he lost his temper online, but it's also an instant way that you can come defend your product, say, hey, how can we help? You can show your customer service in an instant way on social. So yeah, you're just gonna get trolls. You're gonna get people to do that. But you know, it's just part of it. The other thing that we're not talking about is what happens in shipping, right? Jason and I have had these conversations. AMD, we're mail order, right? And there's this showroom. You can come to Gainesville, Georgia. You can buy the parts, and you might even get a discount. And guess what? You save shipping. Come to Gainesville. We want to say hi. We got a coffee machine in the back. Come and say, so yes, we can't outsmart a FedEx guy that's having a bad day. We can't outsmart a load that shifts in the back of a AAA Cooper truck. That is something.
Eddie, tell us about FedEx.
I didn't want to talk about FedEx. I heard that in my ears.
He walked over here as soon as he heard that.
Yes, I
You have to roll with that. It hurts people's feelings. People get angry when their parts don't arrive. Yeah. So, and that has nothing to do with the components. It has nothing to do with your techs that assemble the HVAC unit. It has nothing to do with anything other than maybe it bounced down the road one too many times and stuff came loose in the lines and damaged the. So there's that too. So you guys have a little grace when you. Go ahead.
Especially with the automotive direct panels and stuff, one being in the wrong spot can translate out to a terrible thing.
Yeah.
So
You and I, you showed me this. You demonstrated this literally when we did the quarters on the Camaro.
so even those panels, they always fit pretty well. One being in the wrong spot.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll deviate a little bit here, but what I want to explain is because I had the quarters set in with zip screws and I had the doors locked in, so I thought, and I'm using them as a panel reference for the back. So TC came over to be a guest on my channel, helped me get this thing hung, sheet metal hung, stuff like that. And I said, well, I've got the doors set and we're going to work our way backward from the doors. And you went, no, we're not. And you said, we're going to start at the front. And all the whole front sheet metal was in a pile in the corner. And he said, we're going to start at the front, and here's why. And we talked about it a little bit here today with the Challenger. You're going to be chasing your measurements around in a big circle if you don't start where everything is heavy. And it was a huge lesson for me. And you know, I'm not new, I've done this before too, but DC brings this wealth of knowledge into the build. And we literally put the car back together again, balanced everything out so that the numbers all made sense. Then we worked our way back. Once we knew that the quarters were happy with the doors and the doors were happy with, and that has nothing to do with an AMD panel. It has nothing to do with
We got a live panel here at AMD.
You know, people say, oh,
And we also have live demos going on.
did you fit it?
Putting floors
So it's a huge thing.
this all weekend long. You can come,
And for me, I
register, and you win a chance to win this Eastwood welder tomorrow.
Yeah.
I built all the outer brackets, got all the bottom gaps, and then to the charger.
Yeah. So Chelsea, you unfortunately we're still in this mindset in this industry to where there's a lot of old dudes very fixed in their ways. So you're subject to different ways that people can be mean and cruel. And I think that's maybe the kindest way we put it. But you're a trooper, man. How do you deal with that stuff? You turn it around?
Yeah, I mean, my husband and I will sit there at night and we'll just comment back something funny because at the end of the day, whether they comment good or bad,
Yeah.
the more engagement that you get, the more that the video is going to go out to the right people. So just having fun with it at this point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's it. Short, simple answer. You have fun with it. And here's the thing that I found. We'll close this topic up. One of the things that I found when I travel out into car shows and people want to come and say hi, I used to watch on TV or I like your YouTube channel, whatever. It's really nice when people come up and say that. It's a privilege and it's an honor to be in that position and to have been a person that maybe somebody has watched on TV over the years, or maybe read my magazine articles. Here's what I know. I know that maybe there's one guy that came up and shook my hand and said, "Hey Kevin, nice to meet you." 2 weeks ago, he was brutal on the internet, and it's the same guy, right? I don't know who that guy is, but it's the same guy. So we have to give that person a little bit of grace as well, because it's really easy to just bash somebody with your fingertips. So, you know, I've come to terms with it, I've come full circle with it, and I realize that, you know, if I met that guy that's being cruel, mean, harsh, and all those things to me on a social media platform, if I was sitting at the hotel bar, we'd have a beer together. And that's it. And we probably have fun together. So he doesn't hate me, I don't hate him, but social media gives us those tools to do things without thinking about them. So, you know, I think everybody responds pretty much the same way. We try and turn it around and make it into a positive. So you guys, if you're doing your own channel, if you're doing your own outreach, you know, kind of take that to heart. It's you know, let it roll off your back, right? Like that's wrong.
Well, and different builds have different needs at different levels. So somebody watching a build, you might do something different because maybe the car or the build or whatever. And then somebody bash it.
Ricky, you had something to say?
I was going to say, it's an example where it's another illustration of how that immediacy we talked about earlier can be a negative as well as a positive. You know, we've all been frustrated working on a hot rod, working on a car. If you haven't worked on it long enough. You're going to get frustrated with a part. It may be something you did, it may be something else, but you're going to be frustrated.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times you have a chance to calm down and then, you know, but man, if you get mad enough, you can get up on YouTube, you can get up on social media and man, you just vent. And then it's there.
That was fun.
And
I might need to go and wipe.
There's that the other side of that immediacy.
Yeah, for sure. I had a thought, and then a cannon went off, and a little bit of Pete came out. I'm not gonna lie. I had something fun to say. I'm brilliant, and there's like a fart in the wind. It's gone. So, okay. So losing your temper on camera. That's one of the things that I fight. I get frustrated. I have a short temper, and I made it my policy a long time ago, and it was drilled into me with television that you never know who's watching. And with Paintucation over the years, we've been you know, making Paintucation instruction videos available since 1990. It's 26 years now. So a lot of times there's father and son watching the TV shows, watching the YouTube channel. So my rule on YouTube is that there's no potty mouth, there's no bad four-letter words. I might make a fart joke sometimes, but I mean, I see Saturday morning cartoons that are worse than I am on YouTube. So that's just my rule. It's not everybody's rule, but it's my rule. And to each his
We
own.
got Shorty over here checking out the build right now.
F-bombs and stuff. That's fine. That's their world. For me, I choose to have a different lane. And
I wonder if Shorty's the one who made the pop a
maybe it's
minute
little
ago.
bit more accessible because I don't know. If a guy's watching with his kid, face it. There's a lot of us with a little bit of salt and pepper down here. We need young people to be interested in this industry. We need young people. We need young women, young ladies, different people, whomever they are. We need them in our industries and engaged and interested. And if bad language puts somebody off, well, let's not use bad language. You know, that's just one of the things that I kind of prescribe to. So there's my soapbox.
Well, but like with Chelsea and everything, I think you're true to yourself. You are who you are. You know, you are who you are on that. You're not trying to be somebody else, you know.
Yeah.
And that's, people see through that. It doesn't take long to see through that. So I think that's really important as well.
I think going on the illustrations, it's good to show some of it because it's realistic and it gives that relationship or comparison to someone who's watching your content.
Yeah.
So like acting as if everyone went perfect is unrealistic and out of touch.
No.
Everyone goes through the frustrations, especially working on, you know, a 30-year-old vehicle. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And we were criticized very heavily with that for our 30-minute TV shows on the cable networks. And it's fine. We had 30 minutes in the episode and 22 and a half minutes of actual content, and you had to do an intro and an outro and talk about the products and hold the label directly and all that type of stuff. So we were taught to I'm not going to say not tell the truth, but we had a very small section of the truth that we could tell. So it kind of it was a lot of unlearning for me to do to come off of that format and be more honest and more open with making mistakes and being frustrated and doing it in a way to where we can showcase it as I've become an actual instructor and a trainer, showcase it as a teachable moment. So for me, that's one of my favorite utilizations of any social media is to say, hey, guess what? We mess up too. Here's how to recover from it. So I want to pivot from that. This stuff changes so fast. The socials change so fast. There's a new format every day. There's a new YouTube algorithm, there's a new platform coming up, and now TikTok is going to change. Oh, I don't even know. It's so incredibly fluid is the way I describe it. How in the future, have you even thought about it? How in the future are you guys going to utilize social media to move forward with your business? And what's the future like for socials with you guys?
For me, I'd say it's just getting more into the video side of it.
Yeah.
I do a lot of photography. I like that. It's something I'm comfortable with. But doing video, learning to edit, being in front of the camera, or at least behind it, talking, is not a safe place for me. But I know that's where it's going. That's what engages me more than still photos. I want to hear the story, not just okay. So I've got to steer my ship in that direction.
Right. Do you see what's the future for social media for you?
Mine's probably not going to change much.
Okay.
I'm going to kind of stay where I'm at. I don't like doing the videos. And I like building cars.
Yeah. If you go to Vintage Air, the website, vintageair.com, there's a lot of really good installation videos online. My wish for you is that you expand that library and show some more video how people are now focused more on being visual learners. Have you got plans for that, expanding your video library?
Yeah, we do. That's going to be a part of what we do in the future is more of that. And again, there's that fine line. It's you know, our systems are, it's not bolting a set of wheels on. It's more involved in that. You're having to disassemble what the factory did 30, 40 years ago in some cases, if not more. So how detailed do you get? Our instructions are very detailed. And when we do some of these videos, you've also got to keep in mind that you've got to keep them short enough to where, to where people can use them. So it's really a balancing act that I'm not sure we've really got perfected yet. So that's one thing we are going to continue to be working on. And that's where customers help us. That's one of the reasons we're at these shows. The feedback we get at these shows, products, what we're doing, all of that is really important. That's why we're here in person. That's where you're face to face, because that's where you find these things out. So we plan to do that. And, you've seen how much has this evolved just in the last 5 years. So, things have changed so dramatically.
Yeah. Chelsea, I'm sorry.
Personally, looking at the social platforms and digesting what works best. Obviously, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they're more short form, and you can't give a lot of context of how things are installed or how you did things. So I'm hoping to bring back my YouTube channel because I can't tell you how many times I've been asked, what has been done and how did you do it, as well as not that I have to prove anything, but people find it very difficult to know that I've done something on the truck. You can answer questions, either correct. So to provide that education, because I can't tell you how many times I've been in the garage at 2 a.m. looking for YouTube videos on how to do something, or
100%.
getting that context.
Yeah. So, people listening, asking you guys a question. How many people have a Facebook account? Show of hands. How many people are on Instagram? Show of hands. How many people have a YouTube channel? Show of hands. So we've got a lot of people engaging in the social media. Eddie Sabreco, right? The Eddie Bear Foundation, you do so much outreach, and what a wonderful charity. And if you don't know it, look it up online. Eddie Bear, it's a wonderful charity. What Eddie does is collect teddy bears that are unwrapped teddy bears in the new packaging, and he helps redistribute them to children's hospitals and kids, because you can't have old teddy bears. You got to have brand new toys. There's protocols for cleanliness. So Eddie Bear Foundation, if you ever see a vehicle, is it the Charger over there?
Yes, the roadkill dumpster fire Daytona.
Yeah, so it's a wonderful thing. I'm proud of you, man. It's a great charity, and that's how you utilize social
Through
media.
social media, through that, doing stuff like this, like Mike Finnegan reached out, sent his Daytona from roadkill for us.
Yeah.
Then he put a post to have people come and bring new unwrapped stuffed animals to donate. And if you stick your head in there, the Daytona's halfway full, and it's
Yep.
day one. And it's
Yep.
day one, and that's all through social media.
Absolutely.
Including mine, Autometal Direct, and of course Finnegan's. I mean, that's just one day.
So there's lots of great ways we can utilize it.
We're good guys,
Personally,
Columbus.
for me, one of my roles at Autometal Direct is to do installation videos. It's kind of my wheelhouse. We're putting parts on. But with AMD Garage YouTube channel, please subscribe when you get a chance. What we're doing is doing installation videos and walking you through the process. You know, it's how-to television, and you can argue whether it's television or online. I don't care. To me, it's TV. It's the process that makes it television. But we want to extend sort of a guide on how to install, like, for instance, a roof skin or the brand new OBS
For
dash
people like
that
Eddie
we
that can't
have.
do anything on their own.
So our goal at AMD is through AMD Garage to expand our video library enough to where when you open up the box for your new OBS dash, on the instruction sheet, or we'll have a flyer, a welcome thing with a QR code that will take you directly to our YouTube video and give you a leg up on the instructions on how to put the silly part in the first place. So it's a lofty goal. There's thousands of SKUs, which are part numbers, lots of different panels. But that's one of our goals, and one of the ways that we're using social media, as well as the different outreach that Jason does, as a tool, and it's an enhancement tool that hopefully is going to make the builder's experience that buys our parts a better experience with a little more empowerment to do that. And yeah, and that's kind of our mantra with AMD Garage. So if you get a chance, subscribe to the channel, and we've got some really fun stuff coming up, as well as we go to some people's places and talk to them. We went and talked to TC when you guys are just finishing up the supercharger build. So we are going to open this up to questions. If anybody has any questions, if any of these, Wade is reaching his
No. No. Anybody but Wade. This young lady right here had something earlier. Yes, you did. When Kevin was talking, you're like, oh, well, this, and then now I talk. What's your name?
My name's Barbary.
Barbary, welcome to AMD.
I love your shirt. Her shirt says "Square Body Ladies." I love it.
Nice. Why are you pushing me on the
All right, do we have any questions from Kevin's YouTube channel on the live
Can I
now?
talk? Jeez. What was your question, statement about social media?
It's just been a really great way to connect. I've used that to find other ladies that are into square bodies, and that's been big because I don't get to go out a lot. I live close to Columbus, so I'm here, but I don't make it to all the big shows, and so I've been able to find so many great women who are also interested in the same things that I'm interested in, with trucks and that's just
That's awesome. So, speak up directly into the microphone. How do people find you?
on Instagram.
On Instagram, what's your handle on Instagram?
It's Barbary.1983.
Perfect. Say that again a little bit louder. We're recording this. People, we want to send people your way.
Barbary.1983.
Very good.
Barbary.1983 on Instagram.
Yeah. If you're a young lady or somebody with a square body truck that's not a man, head over to there and see what they're doing. It's a great way to engage your socials. Thank you for saying that out loud. It's awesome.
Thank you, Barbary. Thank you.
Were you on C10 Talk recently?
Yes.
Yeah, she was on C10 Talk.
So before we turn it over to questions, I want to get each one of our panelists here to kind of describe how we would go about finding them. How can we find you on the socials? What are your Instagram? What's your YouTube channel? Things like that. Randy, how do people find Paint House?
Paint House Texas on Instagram and Facebook.
Paint House TX or Texas? Spell.
Texas.
Okay.
Kevin, bring us a card to the show.
In case you didn't know, maybe it's about Texas.
It's
That's about it. I
Kevin did
have a
not.
YouTube channel. I'm not
Garbage
very active
Camaro is
on
not
it.
here.
Like I said, I feel like I've got to start moving in that direction. But
We'll change you on that.
Instagram is probably the place you're going to find me if you want to find me.
Yeah, cool deal. All right, so Paint House, check it out. Look him up. Stunning paintwork, stunning bodywork, and I don't know, he's one of my favorite builders and one of my best friends. So please look up Randy Borchin in Paint House, Texas. TC Paint, how do people find you?
Facebook is Bay One Customs, and one is spelled out O-N-E, and then my YouTube channel, and it's Babe One Customs, all one word. That's all.
Yep. Obviously, vintageair.com, right?
Right. Yeah, it's the same for about all of you. Look up Vintage Air, you're gonna find us on that. So
You
that's
want to give them your cell number?
not today. Although it sure seems like a whole lot of people with spam have been able to find it. So
Oh man, is that why you don't answer my text messages? You think I'm spamming you?
spam risk. I know a lot of spam risks.
What do you have against security?
Chelsea, how do people find you?
I go by Chelsea 1225, so no one has to pronounce my last name. If I waited for anyone to pronounce it right, I'd probably be broke.
Okay, indulgent question. Do you wheel that truck? Do you take it off-road? Do you wheel it like off-road stuff?
Not off-road, but I do drive long distance. So, the most I've done on it is probably a 10-hour drive.
Yeah.
But being non-intercal, still running a G360 transmission, she just struggles with the 12-inch lift and the 42. So
Yeah.
I got to put that MB 5600 in it soon.
I got to ask about speed wobble too. Have you got that dialed out of it?
Do I go?
Do you have speed wobble in that front end with the lift that high?
No, the crossover steering and the built 18-to-1 ratio gearbox that I have in there.
No. Have we got any questions related to this industry, to social media, or anything else? Carrie Strange.
Wait, okay.
I have a question for Randy. It seems like a lot of your vehicles that you paint have custom colors. Where do those colors come from and how do people find them?
You mean when he calls them or in the actual color?
Yes.
They are colors we make. At our shop, we have custom mixes. Me as the painter, I would have to deal with all these glamour colors, 3 stages and parts. So I've come up with formulas that emulate that hopefully look as glamorous, but they're repeatable, and more importantly, they're repairable. So you can find, message me on Instagram, it's the best way. We don't have a way to buy it yet, but hopefully it's a way to get something on a car that you can put on the street. And it's not if, it's when you have to fix something.
Yeah. Well, you've had some colors, some of your design colors on some pretty high-profile cars, like the Andy H's Buick Invicta, right?
Correct, and the Pontiac this last year at Grand National.
Yeah, and the Cougar that's on display here. Tell people where the Cougar is. It's unbelievable. It's like a banana yellow, but it's way better than that.
Yeah, it's out in the street machinery area. This is in the building now.
Yeah.
And we call it Short Bus Pearl.
All right, anybody else questions? I mean, you've got a wealth of knowledge up here, man. Take advantage.
We do have a question here live on your channel.
Live on my YouTube.
And speaking of social media,
Yes.
the Camaro
Yes.
is being asked, why didn't it make it here? And I'll let you explain Mopar Showcase, maybe it'll be here next year. But just an example of social media is that we're here doing a live event, and your followers off the social media bill of the Camaro are asking where the car is and what the update on the car is.
Okay, so update on the garbage Camaro. If you follow my YouTube, you know what garbage Camaro is, right? It's a 74 Camaro I got from Derek Beery from Bicycle Garage as a parts car. To feed parts onto my 76 Rally Sport Camaro. I'm an F-body guy. I love the second gens. And the more I looked at it, when I horse traded Derek for this car, and it was basically, there was no engine, he stripped the engine out of it. The more I looked at the 74, the better it looked compared to my 76. So I'll be brief with this. And it also had the flat back glass. It changed the 75 to the wrapper glass. And I thought, hey, here's my opportunity. AMG is the best sheet metal on the planet for second-gen Camaros. Let's do my dream car. So what we're doing is we're skinning it over as a 70 RS with a split bumper front end. And we're doing it on my YouTube channel, step at a time. Come and see, come and have fun. So for that car, the question was, why is it not here? Because I'm damn tired. That's why.
You can't say that on YouTube.
Excuse.
I'm damn tired.
Excuses.
No, the car is in sheet metal. I had a setback with the sheet metal on the doors. I put a door skin on actually Saturday morning. That's the video. Putting an AMD door skin on the passenger side door. We're getting a full door shell for the driver's side. So yeah, we could have traded it up here and put it on display. It would have been great. But Why is it not here? It's not like it's not ready. It could be a roller here. I'm going to tell you why. And it's one of the things, and I'm very proud of this. I've been working 24/7 nonstop on collision repair training programs for colleges. And we've gotten our ASC accreditation. Rick and I were talking about that. And it's one of the things, I've figured out finally what I need to do when I grow up. It's become an actual trade school instructor. The best way for me to do that is digital training programs. We've gotten our ASC accreditation. I'm so proud and so humbled by that. And we've been working on that 24/7. We're offering it in Spanish language as well as English language. And since all the colleges are...
¿Cómo?
Yes.
¿En español?
AI translation. Sorry.
Eduardo.
I do not have Espanol, but I'm going to learn. But anyway, so we're working on that. We're doing 12-hour days, and we're doing 7 days a week on this to get the program ready, because there's trade schools and instructor conferences that we're teaching at. So the real reason that Camaro is not here is because, not that I didn't want to, not that AMD didn't invite it, but I've been working so hard on these training programs for colleges to get young people empowered and get people interested in collision repair and these trades, that I didn't have time. I didn't have time to put it on a trailer. I didn't have time to pack a second suitcase. I just did not have time. So that's why it's not here. So YouTube, that's why, man.
So if you had a car in storage for, say, 35 years, and pull it out, what's the first thing you do?
Car in storage for how many years?
About 35.
Okay, 35 years. You guys have brought them back from the dead. So let's go down the line. What do we do with those cars? I have what I'm going to do with it, but Randy, what do you do when you get a customer that brings that car in?
That barn find was Grandpa's car.
Barn find, absolutely, yeah.
I think you have to slowly get into the car, carefully, obviously.
Yeah.
Moving things with hand wrenches, not impact tools.
Yeah, you do so much damage.
Lubricating things, turning the engine over, pulling spark plugs out, just making sure things are moving and aren't broken, and then you can start getting more aggressive with it.
Right. So hose it down gently with soap and water. Don't wash it yet. There's touchless car wash things. All the guys have. I'm a big Griot's Garage fan. I can speak for Randy with that as well. Griot's Garage has those little cannon thingies. They get sudsy. That works like all of the dust loose from the surface. Something like that for the exteriors. And there's also great information on YouTube about this. I think it's WD Detailing, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 2 letters in that detailing. It's exactly what this guy does. And they show what they do, that whole entire process, how they go through. There's a lot of fast-forwarded video because it's a long process. But basically, you take it and treat it with kid gloves, and you kind of bring it, dust it off gently, see what's there, bring it back from the dead. Am I missing anything?
Well, like me and Randy was talking earlier, you really have to think about it. Is that the car you want to build? Most cars, you're going to spend 2,000 hours or so building that car.
Well, it's definitely the car I want to build. It was my first car I bought in 1980 when I was 16 years old. So it's just been in storage, family things, life. I always said I was going to get it out of my retirement.
What is it?
It's a 63.5 Ford Galaxy.
Yeah, and there's several paths for that, but you can put that thing together and make it run in a potato style form and be using it soon. Once you start taking it apart, it's going to be several years, because it's going to be, like I said, 2,000 hours. And if you work a job and you do something different than being able to work on that car every day of the week.
Well, I'm actually an auto painter, and I don't want anything shiny. I want patina shiny.
Yeah. So there's a non-destructive service or process that I want to talk to you about. Have you ever heard of dry ice blasting? So Randy's used dry ice blasting. It's unbelievable. Find somebody that can do that, because it's absolutely non-destructive on all of the different substrates. That's a beautiful way to uncover what's there. Yeah.
And you don't have to blast the whole car. You can just blast certain areas that need blasting if possible. Because I'm doing one right now. It's a 26 Power Wagon. We're saving all the patina. And it's original from, it was a record in the 40s. And
what would you do first other than body paint? Obviously, that's the foundation of the car. What would be the second section would you look at?
That's easy. That's an easy one.
I'm gonna need you for SEMA.
For me, I wanted to start, stop, and steer.
Yeah.
Right? The 3 S's. And once that's done, I can move it around my shop, and then I can address rust. have you any other better advice than that? Then I look at panel replacement. How far down do I have to go? What has to be replaced? What can I weld into? We're putting a full floor in this Challenger, and we can see why. We've got the floor pan there. There's very little of it left, but you might want the tendency to put individual floor pans in. Then you can do those assessments, but make sure that you have, and there's a good win, start, stop, steer. Now, we can address rust, corrosion, what needs to be replaced. And spoiler alert, everything needs to be replaced. So
That does no essence.
environmentaldirect.com
There's no
and all this
essence.
stuff, right?
No. So what do we start with?
Because we're here. Because the same thing. We do it.
Rick's coming by tomorrow with AC, right?
You probably didn't have any primer.
Yeah.
So
And I'm a paint body guy. Paint is that's my comfort zone. But it's the last thing that I address on a goal. Because I don't want to be leaning over fresh paint, putting an intake manifold on. I don't want to be putting interior into fresh paint. I don't know. Randy has a different process, I'm sure, for interior, but I don't know. I want the paint to be one of the last things that comes together. And that's not blocking. I'm talking about spraying the paint, getting the body gapped, all that kind of stuff, all the body worked. That gets done first, obviously, but I don't put the shiny stuff on until everything's ready to go. And TC's over there gritting his teeth and digging his heels in because that's not always how it works. But I'm putting this out into the universe that that's how we're doing the Camaro. I'm going to be driving it this fall, and then we'll deal with making it pretty next year.
Will it have AC?
Yes, and as a matter of fact, it has a Gen 5 Vintage Air direct fit system in it.
You've got your priorities in line.
I do. I'm old, I'm kind of chubby, and I live in the South. I need AC, right?
I'm kind of jealous
Yeah, ask him.
because you all are talking about AC, and I've been waiting 6 years to put AC in my truck. So.
Oh. Well, you're sitting right beside the person that you absolutely need to be sitting beside.
We were talking about that.
Happy to introduce you to. That's awesome. Well, hey, we want to say thank you for sticking around, for asking the questions, and I want you to help me and join me in thanking our panelists, Randy Borchard, TC Penn, Rick Love, Chelsea, I'm an idiot, Haldosi. Please give a big round of applause. And thank you so much for taking a part out of your day. Everybody's so busy.
AMD stocking
We love you for doing what
75
you're doing,
Camaros.
and thank you guys for sticking around, for asking questions. We're doing this all over again with a different crop of rock stars tomorrow. So come and see us at 12:30, right, Jason? All right.
Jeff Lamb, you can call right now.
Thanks so much, people.
And we'll get you the information.
Thank you guys. Much thank you.
Rock stars.
Round of applause for Kevin Tetz. We could have done it without Kevin. Kevin.
All right, Kevin.
Well, that was fun.
All right, Kevin, what do you think? We've been live for an hour and a half on your YouTube channel.
Was it an hour and a half? Man, it felt
Yes.
like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks for watching on the channel. And thanks for the questions, man. It's really cool that somebody was watching. And, if you didn't catch this, of course, it's going to be posted in a live. But yeah, I love this type of stuff. We get to see how the industry works from the people that are cornerstones in it. So, yeah. So
I mean, I think it's cool that, we're live on your channel. Jason was live with the AMD and everything else.
Yeah.
That we're actually, it's live TV, if you will, right, with the viewer interaction now.
Yeah.
So over the last, 25 years, right, things have changed tremendously to where now you're actually talking to the person that you're looking at the camera right now on the other side.
Yeah, for sure. That didn't exist when I was in cable TV.
Yeah.
It didn't exist at all. So
Yep.
what a great time to be alive and building cars.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
I'm going to hand this back to Kevin here, and we'll flip it around. And if he wants to do what he wants to with this thing,
All right, I'm going to say thanks
you
to
just pull the
Kyle.
whole thing off. It's magnetic. Just pull the.
Oh, pull it. Ah, okay, cool. So I'm going to say thanks to Kyle for holding the phone up for an hour and a half. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, and tune in tomorrow morning, Garbage Camaro, new episode. Talk to you guys soon.